Welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom. Yo, peace and welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom. Glad you guys are here. Yo, I wanted to jump on the MPC4000, one of my favorite machines. I just kind of wanted to talk about why I still use it in 2023, 2024. So the 4000, one of my favorite MPCs, one of my favorite machines overall, I have to say. And I'm rocking the blue Boom Bap Kingdom t-shirt because I have the blue 4000. I have to say that the 4000 really stepped up my production game. Something really started to click when I picked up the 4000. Prior to that, I was using the 60 with the Rogerlin upgraded OS, the zip drive, and the MPC Studio. And I had a couple keyboard controllers. MPC Studio just really didn't click for me. I made some pretty dope stuff on it, but I'm not a controller computer guy. That's not my thing. I really prefer to be on a standalone machine. I love the tactile feel, clicking buttons, pressing buttons, turning jog wheels. There's a whole vibe that comes with standalone beat production. One of the things that makes it dope too is kind of when you're on computer, you could literally do anything. Whereas when you're on standalone, you have to think a little bit outside the box because there are limitations. And those limitations, in my opinion, foster creativity. Nonetheless, why would I still use an MPC 4000 today? Most of my favorite features orbit around effects and sample editing. When I made this beat, I sat down, made the beat, and just started thinking, man, I haven't worked on it in a minute. And I started thinking, wow, I really like this machine. And even to today's standards, it's just really dope to me. And one of the things that stood out was I used a sample from the Hidden Secrets Volume 1 sample pack that's available on the boombapkingdom.com webpage. And there was a sample in there that I'd been wanting to chop up. But it's really just a one shot that's kind of, elongated. And I figured to myself, how can I chop that up and turn it into something? If I go into my sample list, but if you go into trim and you go into edit, they have the extract feature, something they created for the 4000 and then beyond, because you still see that on modern MPCs. You see it on the Force. That is a feature that I use heavily. I don't do auto chop. I manually chop up everything I work on. So extract is really dope and one of my favorite features on the 4000. The other thing that I really like about the 4000 is when you're in the sample editor, you have a series of editing functions that you can perform. And one of those that I think is outstanding on the 4000 is the ReSample. ReSample on here is really dope. And to me, what makes it so dope is the fact that you can change the sample rate, the bit depth, and the quality, which is really dope. So when I was making this beat, I said, well, hey, you know what? Let me change the sample rate to 26 kilohertz, which matches the 1200, the 60. And then I changed the bit depth to 12-bit and I made the quality low. And actually, when I did that, the sample came out really dope. You could hear that, and it just sounds really dope to me. It's almost SP1200-esque. Now, when I created that sample, threw it in the pack. This is one of the 45 RPM joints. So when you convert it to 12-bit and then pitch it, you could hear the artifacts and the transients and all of that. And I think with the 4000, you get this perfect combination of modern functionality, but you still get some of that vintage circuitry. The other thing that I really dig about this machine are the effects. You had to get the add-on card and install it. Luckily, when I purchased this unit, it had the effects card installed already, so I have all of the effects, and I have to say the effects are outstanding. On this particular beat, I'm using chorus, delay, a little reverb. So basically they give you 4 effect sends, and what you do is you just go into program, KG mix, and then you'll see a column here for that program on the far right, send, and all you have to do is choose the send you want for that sample. So you literally hit the pad and then you choose the send that you want that effect to affect that pad for. I'm saying that crazy, but I think you guys get it, right? You hit the pad, you select the send, and now that sample would be routed through that effect send. Therefore, you hear the effect out of your monitors. If you purchase the hidden secrets in there, there's going to be a sample that I really enjoyed making, and I wanted to chop it up. And the sample sounds like this at 45 RPM. Dope. You can hear the record pops in there, etc., etc. So I wanted to take that and see if I could chop it up, pitch it, turn it into a loop. And I did, and I got this.
Bad Kingdom says, that's a sample flip.
So that came out dope. And what I did was I used the ReSample feature, resampled it at 12-bit, 26 kilohertz, pitched it. The pitch here is at -8 to get that tempo and that vibe that I was looking for. And that came out really, really dope. After I made that loop, I went on and I loaded up some drums. Drums are like this. Now, I didn't run these kicks and snares through any kind of low pass or anything, but I did resample the hats, just the main hat, my big hat, my small hat, resample those at 12-bit, and they sound nice and dirty, you know. I resampled that open too at 12-bit. Kicks and snares, I left at 16-bit. One of the other things I like about the 4000 is that with the 4000, they introduced what's called Keygroups, right? So on the modern MPCs, you see Keygroups, right? All the time. The Force has Keygroups, et cetera, et cetera. That was introduced on the 4000 series, was the Keygroup. And the Keygroup is really, really dope for loading up a one-shot and playing it like a keyboard, similar to the feature I showed in the last video for the MV, where the MV has the make keyboard feature. Keygroup is the same concept. What I learned with Keygroups on the 4000 is when you load up your one shot, you have to, in order to get it to be in the proper pitch that you're looking for, you do have to pitch that sample in program, you know. So you can go into program and then you can go into pitch and you can tune that sample that you've loaded up and turned into a key group. And once you find the right tune and then the right pad bank, then you can get the right note. So it's I say it's a little quirky, but once you, I'm so used to it that I can get it pretty quick. But the key groups on there sound really, really dope to me. That's another feature. So with the key group rocking, I was able to make a dope bass line. I didn't run this through a filter or anything. And the bass line is basically this. So started coming together, and that bass sounded really good once I got the tune right and all of that, and I was able to play it with the drums, timing correction off. The swing is really dope, all that's dope, but I just wanted to do something a little different with the drums, and I wanted things to breathe, so I turned timing correction off, came up with this loop.
Boom Bap Kingdom says it's time for some drums.
So you get the idea, right? And that little bit of reverb and stuff that you hear is actually coming from the 4000. It's no other external effects, nothing from a door, nothing from the board, whatever. It's pretty much just the effects in the 4 itself. So I threw a little piano shot in there. I used a little reverb, little delays from inside the unit. Threw that in there, just a couple of notes, but I pitched it, I resampled it, pitched it, came out really, really nice. And I did some offsets as well. So with these offsets, these horns, I chopped them, I resampled them at 12-bit, pitched them, right, and threw them in the pattern. And then I boom bap echoed those out in various different ways, and that came out really, really nice. Those are some of the reasons why, I still rock with the 4000. And with the 4000, you get that still the modern workflow features to a degree with the classic sound. It's like a perfect merger between modern and vintage. I appreciate you guys rocking with the Boom Bap Kingdom. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Comment below if you guys, what is your favorite MPC? Why do you rock with that one? Is it, what's the favorite feature that you use on that MPC? I appreciate you guys rocking with us. And I think what I'm going to do is leave you guys with the finished joint and a BBK
BBK salute.